Hi, my name is Maggie Yancey, and I work at the U.S. Department of Energy for the Wind Energy Technologies Office. I would say that COD was the best unplanned decision I ever made. It ended up falling into my lap as the best available option when I graduated from high school a year early, and I had some overly ambitious plans to join the Peace Corps. And I didn't realize that I actually needed a bachelor's degree in order to apply, and was totally at a loss at what to do at that point. Because I had this well laid out plan, and it totally unraveled, and I had achieved what I wanted to, which was, graduating high school a whole year early. COD ended up being the perfect landing spot that I needed in order to figure things out. And by figure things out, it really gave me the foundation and the education and the community that I needed to really surround myself to actually really become my best self. COD made science accessible for me. I remember taking a biology course that allowed me and a friend that I had met to actually go out and do some field research out at one of the many prairies that are in the Midwest. And it encouraged me and highlighted that there was a space in science for me, whereas I would say all of my past experiences, especially in my high school classroom, didn't really give me the space that I felt that I needed to explore and grow within science to understand how to navigate those challenges. And as any scientist or technologist will tell you, that's one of the most important things is understanding how to navigate, how to get around those challenges or how to mitigate for risk. Because you're constantly doing that whenever you're understanding, how to work towards different research goals or solve some really significant problems. And so it really foundationally, I feel like, gave me the place that I needed, that gave me the green light that science was actually a welcome place for people like me, and for what I had to offer. And so for that, I'm forever grateful for having the right teachers and the right professors and the right topics and offerings in the science department at COD, from meteorology to biology, that I think gave me just like the curiosity too, that I think continued to inspire my future pursuit of science. The most significant advantage of starting my science career at COD was not only was I able to develop and advance my science expertise and understanding, but I was also able to participate in other activities too, outside of science, that really helped round me out to be what I am now, which is a public administrator of science and technology programs. And you're not just a one-dimensional expert. You have to really understand how to work in other fields and in successful ways. So I was able to actually participate as extracurricular within the College of DuPage's forensics and speech program, where we would compete collegially across the state, and then also at a national tournament where we would speak on different platforms, or we would do interpretive events. And one of the many platform speeches that I would provide would be on persuasive or technology or informative speeches. And I often picked science topics because they were my favorite, and it really helped me understand, also where, in the sciences that I was most interested in, when I had free reign to choose what topics to pursue and actively learn more about in my spare time. And so I guess I would say, if I had to list that one advantage, it was just making me a really well-rounded scientist and someone that understands science and that's able to communicate it in an effective and meaningful way. One of the most rewarding aspects of being a STEM student at COD was understanding all of how STEM kind of works within society. And I remember within my meteorology class that Paul Cervaka was also, who was our instructor at the time. He was also doing storm chasing and doing weather predictions, and was also like in real time tracking storms and how they were developing and impacting communities. And, kind of understanding how the science actually, really kind of was brought back to the societal implications of what was happening on the ground. And I kind of got more involved in that as well with my engagement with the Model United Nations extracurricular activities that College of DuPage provided. And that also gave me, I think, a global understanding of, what are the issues and what are the topics that are globally, relevant to how science and technology affects our world. And so, to that end, it really, I think, gave me a voice to understand where science fits in our everyday lives, but also spoke to the global importance of science and technology advancements and how I could eventually be a part of that.